Good morning, students. Welcome to Mathematics Content Library for grade 10. In this one, we are going to discuss the mind maps of all the chapters one by one. So, first we'll take the first chapter, that is real numbers. In real numbers, we divided into four parts and we will study part by part. The first part is Euclid's. Euclid's has given the division lemma and using this division algorithm. So theorem 1, division lemma. Given positive integers a and b, there exist unique integers q and r satisfying a is equal to bq plus r, and the condition is 0 is less than or equal to r and r is less than b. So the positive integers a and b, so they can be expressed in the form of a is equal to bq plus r. So where q is the quotient and r is the remainder. And using this division lemma, we studied the division algorithm, that is finding the HCF of given two numbers, or the problems like show that any positive odd integer is of the form 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3, 6q plus 5, where q is some integer. These type of questions we proved, and we find the solutions of those problems by using the division algorithm, which is basically based on the division lemma. And the steps to find the HCF are: apply the Euclid's division lemma to C and D. So C is equal to dq plus r. The next step, if r is equal to 0, then D is the HCF. If r is not equal to 0, then you have to apply the Euclid's division lemma to D and r till you get r is equal to 0. Okay, so that is step 3. Continue the process till the remainder is 0. So once the remainder comes as 0, then the D comes as the HCF of the C and D. Okay, now we will go to the second part of real numbers, that is fundamental theorem of arithmetic. This theorem tells that every composite number can be expressed as a product of prime numbers, and this factorization is unique apart from the order in which prime factor occurs. Okay, so you know that what is a composite number? Composite number means along with one and the same number, it is divisible by other numbers also. So the primary composite number is 4, because 4 is divisible by 1, 4 is divisible by 4 also. Along with these two, 4 is also divisible by 2. So that's why 4 is considered as a composite number. Now, this 4 that can be expressed in the form of product of prime numbers. That is, 4 is equal to 2 into 2. We cannot write it as 1 into 4 because 4 is a composite number. So we have to express 4 as the product of prime numbers. So we represent 4 is equal to 2 into 2. That is the meaning of fundamental theorem of arithmetic. That is, every composite number can be expressed as a product of prime numbers, and this factorization is unique apart from the order in which the prime factors occur. Now we'll move to the next part, that is other theorems. The first one is theorem 3. Let P be a prime number. If P divides A square, then P divides A, where A is a positive integer. That means, for example, we can take 2 divides 4 square. 2 divides 4 square. Then 2 divides 4 also, because 4 square, which is the A square here, this can be written as A into A, that is 4 into 4. So 4 into 4 is also divisible by 2. So 2 ones are 2 twos are, so 2 into 4, which is equal to 8. So that is the meaning of this theorem. Let P be any prime number. If P divides A square, then P divides A, where A is a positive integer. The next theorem is theorem 4. Root 2 is an irrational number. So to prove this, we considered root 2 as a rational number, which is of the form P by Q, and in the different steps we proved that whatever the assumption we have done, that is root 2 is a rational number, is wrong. So it is proved that root 2 is an irrational number. Now we'll move to the next theorem. Theorem 5. Let x be a rational number whose decimal expansion terminates. Then x can be expressed in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are coprimes, and the prime factorization of Q is of the form 2 to the power of n into 5 to the power of m, where n and m are non-negative integers. So this theorem tells that the decimal expansion terminates. For example, 15.25. 15.25. So it is a terminating decimal expansion. So this can be expressed in the form of P by Q as 15.25, that is written as 1525 divided by 100, because 15.25 is there, that is after the decimal point there are 2 digits. So when you make it as a whole number, we are dividing by the corresponding multiples of 10. So it is 1525 divided by 100, and this 100, that is written as 2 square into 5 square. 2 square into 5 square, where n and m are equal to 2. So that is the theorem 5. Now we will go to theorem 6, which is the converse of theorem 5. Let x is equal to P by Q be a rational number such that the prime factorization of Q is of the form 2 to the power of n into 5 to the power of m, where n and m are non-negative integers. Then x has a decimal expansion which terminates. To understand this, we can take the same example as we discussed in the theorem 5, that is 1525 divided by 1000. Here the denominator 1000 can be expressed in the form of 2 to the power of 2 into 5 to the power of 2. That is, the denominator contains only the numbers 2 and 5. That's why this P by Q form, that is 1525 by 1000, can be written as 15.25, which is a terminating decimal expansion. Now we'll move to the next theorem, theorem 7. Let x is equal to p by q, where p and q are coprimes, be a rational number such that the prime factorization of q is not of the form 2 to the power of n into 5 to the power of m, where n and m are non-negative integers. Then x has a decimal expansion which is non-terminating and repeating. To understand this theorem 7, we take the very easiest example, that is 1 by 3. 1 and 3 are the co-prime numbers. When 1 is divided by 3, we get the decimal expansion as 0.33333. It continues. That is, it is a non-terminating and repeating decimal expansion. So, theorem 7 tells that if the p by q form of rational number contains the co-primes, then the decimal expansion is non-terminating and repeating. Now, we'll go to the last part, that is prime factorization of real numbers. This tells that if a and b are two positive integers, then the product of their HCF and LCM is equal to the product of those numbers. I will repeat. If a and b are two positive integers, then the product of their HCF and LCM is equal to product of those numbers. To understand this prime factorization theorem, we take two numbers 10 and 15. So let A be 10 or B be 15. The HCF of 10 and 15 is 5 and the LCM of 10 and 15 is 30. The product of HCF and LCM, that is 5 into 30, is equal to 150. The product of numbers is 10 into 15, which is equal to 150. Therefore, the product of HCF and LCM of two numbers is equal to product of the two numbers. This is all about the real numbers chapter. I hope it helps you in understanding the whole chapter real numbers. Thank you, children.